Long before the arrival of Europeans, before the birth of modern nations, the Americas were home to rich, complex civilizations, shaped by their environments, fueled by innovation, and connected by trade, belief, and the human spirit. Today, we travel deep into the ancient past to explore the early migration patterns and the thriving societies of Central, South, and North America. Let's get started. During the Ice Ages, tens of thousands of years ago, the world looked very different. Much of the planet's water was locked up in massive glaciers, causing sea levels to fall and exposing land that today lies deep beneath the sea. One of the most important of these land bridges stretched between modern-day Siberia and Alaska, what we now call the Bering Land Bridge. Roughly 11,000 years ago, nomadic hunters from East Asia crossed this land bridge into the Americas. They followed herds of mammoths, bison, and other large game, gradually spreading across the continents. This incredible journey marked the first chapter in the human story of the Americas. By the 15th century, in the rugged mountains of western South America, one of the most powerful civilizations the Americas had ever seen rose to greatness: the Inca Empire. The empire stretched over 2,000 miles along the Andes and was home to 12 million people by 1500, giving the Incas the title of the largest empire in the Americas. Under a single emperor, they developed a complex administrative system, a vast network of paved roads, and an efficient empire that functioned without the use of the will or written language. Spiritually, the Incas were animists. They believed that natural objects, rivers, stones, mountain passes, could possess supernatural power. These sacred elements were known as huacas. Agriculture was at the heart of Incan life. Using intricate systems like terracing and a unique water-saving technique called varu, they grew staple crops like potatoes and maize, even in the harshest conditions. Further north in central Mexico, another mighty civilization flourished: the Aztecs, also known as the Mexica. By 1500, their population numbered around 5 million people, with over 200,000 of them living in Tenochtitlán, the capital city. Built on a lake and featuring step pyramids, schools, an organized military, a medical system, and even a slave workforce drawn from conquered peoples. In just a century, the Aztecs expanded their empire from the Gulf of Mexico to the Pacific Ocean, forging a vast and powerful dominion. Agriculture and trade were crucial to their economy. They grew beans, squash, and above all, maize, a sacred staple crop. But the Aztecs were also deeply religious. Their gods, they believed, required human hearts to be nourished. Human sacrifice, often brutal, was central to Aztec religious life. For centuries, they were the epicenter of civilization in North and Central America, until they were conquered by the Spanish in the early 16th century. North of Mexico, powerful cultures also thrived. Along the Mississippi River, the Mississippians created a network of trade that spanned from the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic Ocean and from the Great Lakes to the Rocky Mountains. Their greatest city, Cahokia, near modern-day St. Louis, peaked around the year 1200 with a population of over 40,000, which was more than London at the time. Cahokia was a major trading center, known for its massive earthen mounds, ceremonial structures, and organized society. The Mississippians relied on maize agriculture, and their society was structured under a chiefdom with a clear social hierarchy and matrilineal traditions where lineage and status were passed down through the mother's side. Religiously, they were polytheistic, meaning they worshiped more than one god, and religious power was concentrated among a select few. After 1300, Cahokia's population mysteriously declined. likely due to massive flooding and environmental changes. In the northeastern woodlands, thick with forests and rivers, lived the Iroquois. Their economy combined agriculture, fishing, hunting, and gathering. While men hunted and gathered, women farmed and held a central role in village affairs. The Iroquois lived in longhouses, these massive multi-family homes stretching over 200 feet in length. They held land in common with no concept of private ownership and, like the Mississippians, organized their society matrilineally. They also formed the Five-Nation Confederacy, a powerful and sophisticated alliance that served as a governing council, a precursor to democratic governance in the region. In the American Southwest, where the land is dry and rugged, live the Pueblo peoples. Despite harsh desert conditions, the Pueblos sustained agriculture using dry farming and advanced irrigation. They employed the Three Sisters farming method, planting corn, beans, and squash together so each crop supported the others. Additionally, the Pueblo lived in multi-story dwellings made of adobe mud and stone, many of which still stand today as testaments to their engineering. In the wide, flat grasslands of the Great Plains, Native Americans adapted to more nomadic ways of life. With few rivers and forests, they depended heavily on hunting and gathering, especially the buffalo, which provided food, clothing, tools, and even shelter. After the Spanish introduced the horse in the 16th century, buffalo hunting became more efficient, and many tribes fully embraced a mobile lifestyle. They lived in teepees, tents made of buffalo hide that could be easily taken down and transported. The men hunted primarily, while women managed the home and the family. Across the Americas, Native populations interacted with their environments in unique and profound ways. They built empires, cities, and trade networks. They developed religions, government, and technologies, all shaped by the landscapes they called home. From the Inca terraces in the Andes to the mounds of Cahokia, the long houses of the Iroquois, and the nomadic hunters of the Great Plains. The story of pre-Columbian America is one of diversity, adaptation, and resilience, a history that deserves to be remembered, explored, and honored. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.